My husband calls this as a witch's brew. He said, you know, get the hair all teased up in the witch's brew. I can only use sort of between there and there, and about there and there of each bone. I put a couple of pieces of wood on to keep it from blowing off, and also dries it out because the wood's so wet. And that's it, that's my proper cooking my bones.
Taking these everyday materials and transforming them into unique garments.
It stinks. She's just got the smell. It's a very distinctive smell.
Or out walking to keep the magpies away.
I just wanted to see what different shape I got. That's my reject pile. I've got to get a different size blade on the angle grinder to chop them up.
Well, in year 2000, Ron, my late husband, he was president of the field days here. He went over to New Zealand, I went with him, and people from the other field days sort of said to me, "Have you seen the ag art?" And I said, "No, what's that?" Thinking it was probably just like art on the wall, that type of thing. So I said, "No." They said, "I'll go down and have a look at it." Well, I went down and I was absolutely blown away by it. So I came home and gave the report to our committee here at the time. I think it's a great thing. They said, "Well, Lorraine, if you want to, you can have a go." So here I am, 19th year, and it's just been an outstanding success. Then we were sending our winning garments here to New Zealand to compete over there, and they were getting a bit anxious about it because every time they were having it, the Australian entries were winning.
Aussie Designs drag off the Kiwis, and I came third with enough rope. That was the very first one I made. Out of sweet corn husks. Did it because, well, I was having this competition and someone asked me if I would do something, and I decided I would, and then it just started from there. And I like creating, so I can't help myself. Paris and her pampered pooch called Tinkerbell. And this was all made from tin. It was roofing iron, flat roofing iron, Hessian bags, seed bags, lots of work. Paris is a party girl we know, lots of bling and plenty of dough. She did a stint down on the farm, not much help but laid on the charm. You have to do all farm stuff, It's pretty when it's on and it sounds good when she walks. Paris is a fashion icon, this you can see with what she has on.
I'm going to put my stash of yellow broom bristles. So that is going to go in there somehow. That's probably more going to be like that. And then when I was fiddling it, because this is me, I just make things that stick up. As soon as this walks out in the catwalk, everybody's going to know how to make it. They don't even have to say. Yeah, but sort of something like that. But I don't want it too heavy. But it's also got to be stable. It is a 50% shade cloth with reflective tape in it to put on all your shade houses to keep all the heat in that out. I found it at the field days at Lucendale and I thought, oh, I like that. You make garments for the models, but you don't actually know how tall the models are. So you sort of got to make something that might be just a little bit shorter at the front so that they can still carry it and not trip over. I'm just hoping it will flow nicely. The frock coat. Which then takes it right back to the 1800s. Oh, I think it does anyway. It's basically the same as any catwalk parade. They come out, they strut their stuff, I guess you could say, walk up and back as a compere does a screed about the inspirations of the garment. They don't say who made it, they just describe the background of the creator of the garment, what it's made from.
Just the thought process behind them. I mean, sometimes the garments have come in and I look and I think, now that's not agricultural material, and they'll tell me what it is, so I come home and research it. The designers are researching materials that are different, and I just get blown away.
I wore some interesting ones to start with, a few Hessian sacks. Black and White by Nola Wallace was the first sort of major garment I wore, and that won the national final here in Elmore, and then it went to New Zealand and won over there as well. When we first started, the rules weren't as strict about how the garments needed to be wearable, so we found that some of the materials were a bit uncomfortable. We had wire, we had I remember one that had a big rubber suit made out of car tyres, and it was 35 degrees that day. They had to put me in baby powder and use a fan to get me out of it. So as the years went on, they got a bit more comfy, and I think the designers really stepped up in their skill in the years as well.
In the criteria, they've got to be able to be worn and not damage the girls, and just amazing. We had one year, it was made of tractor tyres, tubing. Before we put the garment on, had to powder her down with a lot of talcum powder to try and get it on and off her. It was a tight-fitting garment. We take them all down there in the back of utes. They all leave them in at the office there, and we open them up. And I said, it's every year we say it's like Christmas. You never know what you're going to get in each parcel, and it's fantastic. You know, we go, oh, we've had all sorts.
Are you happy with how it turned out, the bone one?
Yeah, no. I would much prefer it have no black underneath. It's way too much black. But yeah, it looks okay. I've worked with bone again, Lorraine.
Wonderful.
So hopefully it'll cover up all their little bits.
Yep. Wow.
And it moves. Shaney's had a youngest daughter, she's worn it.
Oh,
She's been able to go like this and it's still just flicked and sat where it is.
No.
So long as you tug that back and lace it up as firm as you can.
Yeah.
But it should fit most size girls. You can guess what it's made from, can't you?
Yeah.
Including the sheep manure. So,
Where's the sheep manure?
yeah. In here.
Oh, the little balls, the little
And
pearly
in
things.
the centre of the flowers.
And what do you do to the sheep manure to make it like that?
Well, it comes black anyway.
Put some grass through a sheep.
And they drop it out as they go along.
I actually soak it in a mixture of arrowed wood glue and water. And I put them in that, and that coats them so they don't smell anymore.
So what have you called this one?
Farewell.
Farewell. Oh, God love you. Yeah, I think Janet's put a funny one on her, something, the last hurrah or something.
Yeah,
I think.
So that's what I'm going to miss, is keep catching up with all those. I'm really going to miss not seeing them doing ag art.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's been a real thing, hasn't it,
Yeah.
for everybody?
It's the people that you meet that
Oh.
you'd never think you'd ever meet in your life.
It's a community organisation, and all of us on the committee are all volunteers. All profits made are given into different local organisations or big charities. Something like, I think it's $3 million in the 50-something years that we've contributed into the community. So without the field days, I don't know if we weren't going as the field days, I don't think Elmore would exist, because we haven't got the people there to raise the money. Organisations can't afford to be paying people to do things. And we all run our own farms, so you know, it's very difficult because with seasons changing a bit as they are, the hay season's coming in, we've got to try to do hay and run the field days. It's very heavy, very tight. So I'm sad to see it go. When the committee here decided, no, we better pull the pin, they said, well, we'll go out with a high for the 20 years. And I thought, oh, it's disappointing that no one will take my job on either. But as I say, since I lost Ron, I just feel he was so supportive to me. I just think I've had enough.
Our final garment is called Farewell. This designer lives on a rural farming property with her husband, has grown-up children who have finally left the nest. Her interests include gardening, beekeeping, restoring old cars, cutting wood, and sharing a load of farming with her husband. Ag art is a challenging distraction that inspires her mind. Bones from sheep, cattle and pigs, cooked, cut with an angle grinder, cleaned, wired together with cable ties, mulch mat, parts of a chain mail butcher's apron, copper wire and sheep manure have been used to create Farewell. As this designer's farewell to ag art, she wanted to revisit some of her favourite materials and of course introduce new ones, to say thank you to the Elmore Field Days. Ladies and gentlemen, farewell.
Is Farewell by Nora Wallace.
We came to the 2017 show and we saw all the other garments being worn, and 2 years later Mum just goes, oh, why don't we enter this, it's almost closed anyway. So it took us half a month to make, and for 3 nights we stayed up until 4 AM making it. Halfway through we changed the design. The shoulder straps, Mum wanted them to go over the shoulders. I said no, they should just be chilling there. And my favourite part about it is that you don't have to hold it up, and it's just an easy do one lace at the hip and one lace on your side, and then it just stays up. My inspiration was because we breed thoroughbreds, and so we always have leftover bags just lying around because Dad doesn't put them in the bin. We have a chaff bag stack that's up to here, and our high gain bag stack was, you don't want to know, honestly.
The judges are A, B, C. We make the judge comments. So if the hem's not right and 3 judges say the hem's not right, it's a direct feedback. So no other prize does that. And that is why the standard increases year on year on year, because they know exactly what's expected. And they know where they went wrong. They get direct encouragement. They get in direct comment about this should be in that category or that should be in that category, or you fell down because of. You used the zip. The garment was fantastic, but the zip is commercial.
Certainly those comments that you get back from the judges are fantastic to get a bit of feedback from them, and I know that it's a very big job for them to all write a comment about every entry, but it's fantastic that they do that. It's been really useful, I think. My name's Leanne Lunghusen. I entered a hat, so my hat was called Derby Day, black and white, so my inspiration was creating a hat suitable to wear to Derby Day. So my hat I used electric fence tape I started with, and I wove white twine through it, and I also used some weed mat stuff, shade cloth, so a variety of stuff.
This lady is my main competition. And every year I inspire to try and beat Jan, and I'm assuming she probably does the same to me.
Not really.
But just it's the interest to see what you come up with, because your designs are just absolutely brilliant.
And we can actually pick our work, can't
Yes,
we?
we
I
can.
sort of nearly know her work. You know, when I come, I'll know which is hers and she can pick mine.
Yeah, I can pick yours out. Yeah.
I think now afterwards what I've done, I could have
Extended more.
done differently.
Yeah, that's
after it's finished, you wanted.
That's
I think
what I
another
find.
go. Yes.
Yeah, can we take that
Not
apart
ha-
now a bit more, or take that off?
And it's gone, and then you're a bit unhappy.
You're not happy with it.
We have a last minute entry this year's one, so I have entered previous years, but this one I just thought for the last finale I'd enter. So it's pretty much made of the white silage tarp that we use for our pit silage at home on the dairy farm, black weed matting, just some white rope, and bird netting is the white. So I just went for a classic design this year. But very last minute, I only made this in about a month. I was absolutely amazed by the entries this year. They were just absolutely spectacular, and so it was awesome to see. So I've entered 4 times, so I've won twice and come runner-up. Right, so I actually went to New Zealand with one of my outfits, and I won over in New Zealand with Majestic Blaze. So yeah, it was really good. It was well worth the win and the trip over there. Great experience.
Jungle jigsaw was made from 3-ply. I was going to make just a few big squares or shapes, but she couldn't move in it. She couldn't move her arms, so I had to make them much smaller. Now I can't remember how many pieces, but there was lots.
It's really amazing, and it's a real credit to the creativity of regional people. And it has that lovely farm or agriculture feeling about it too, so which has a location and a particularity.
My name's Helen Williams and I live on a farm. I've always been on a farm, I was raised on a farm as a kid, so it gives you a resourcefulness, I think, living on a farm. The first year, my daughter did Hey, Where's My Water that was shown today, and she was only 12 at the time, and we kind of came as support for her because I thought, I don't know what this is about, but I'll show up and, support her. And then they said that she'd won, and then in the afternoon they said she's won a trip to New Zealand, and I was like, how did that happen? So we went to New Zealand to support her as well, but in the meantime also went, that looked like a lot of fun, my sister and I, we should have a go at it. So we did. So we made Bananarama, and it won that year, and we went to New Zealand again. So ag art's been really fun for us. We've done quite a few things together and then separately as well.
To have the ag art as a women's thing really brought a lot of the women in a different way, not just making sandwiches and working in the catering sheds. It gave another avenue for different skill sets to come in play. And it's brought in that extra community across the states.
Well, yes, it was something for the ladies. That was the whole idea of it, I think, to start with, because most field days it's all machinery, things for men, and yes, it did cause a lot of interest.
Yeah, even growing up, I only wanted to come to the field days with Mum to watch the ag art, so you could see all the older girls that you know around town, and you'd love to watch them and see what was there. So it was really the only thing that I wanted to come for when I was little.
If you weren't interested in tractors, you could come in and see the fashion instead.
Well, if it wasn't for ag art, I probably wouldn't have come to the actual field days.
Well,
My husband used to always come, but I wouldn't have come.
Yeah. Connecting for the ladies who are on farms, who'd come here and do the things, it was great. It was really great. And some of the mature ladies whose children had left home and they loved doing and being here and helping and doing everything with Lorraine just to support her.
Ag art shaped hole in my life now. I'm not sure, what do you do with the outfits? Husbands say put them in the bin, put them in the wool press and press them down and throw them out. But there's kind of a passion and time that's gone into them that I don't know that I'm ready to do that.
I think it will leave a hole in the lives of people who have contributed, but then COVID's come along, so there's been 2 years without stuff, so we don't know where we're going now anyway. So.
Yes, I just think, what are we going to do now? Because we don't have that creative outlet.
What are you going to do, Jen?
Towards.
Nothing much, I'm too old.
It's been really good fun, and this whole committee, the models, Lorraine, the ladies that help dress, the people that just help put up things. So the whole thing's amazing. That it's all volunteers.
I think people just now need time to get back to their lives. I think the last couple of years have thrown everyone, and in time they're going to realise what they're missing. And the field days is going to be missing something.
But it would be nice to see that it could move on to whatever comes next.
think then people will work really hard to bring something, not the same, won't ever be the same because Lorraine's not the driver, but just something that resembles what we've got now, because I know there's a lot of scope for it in schools, and a lot of people really excited about it. So
Whether someone picks it up from here, I don't know, but it's not me. I've had enough.
But you do your mundane stuff and then you had this to look forward to do.
Yeah, sit down at night and do it.
Yeah. Just it's a sad time.
It is a sad time.
Yeah.
I just really don't know what we're going to use to...
Yeah. I don't know either.
I don't know, replace it.
I just said before out there that I'm sure when I die and they're putting me in a box, they'll go, oh, Mum's Agar.
I've been here 30 times in the last 10 years and love it. It's great. Elmore, terrific. The canola comes out, the wind turns around to the north, there's a bit of atmosphere and you think, must be time to go to Elmore.